can usually only
Sorry.
got it. Cancel for any reason can usually only be added to your policy within 15 days of booking the trip. Because that's kind of like the highest level of protection. You can literally call in and say, I've canceled for any reason. I can't go on this trip. And they will, it's not 100%, but it's like at least 50% of your money back. So, so I would just, yeah, they're very competent at both Travel Guard and Travel Insured. If you have any pre-existing medical conditions, it's not a bad idea to call in to their customer service and just talk to somebody. When I called, I didn't have to wait at all. I was directed to somebody immediately, and they know exactly what they're selling. So you could talk through certain, kind of like hypothetical situations with them and get an idea of what's going to protect this potentially. But yeah, so we have our minimums and we encourage people to go over our minimums if that's what they want to do. So it's a little vague, but I think the more context you have, the better. Is that helpful?
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Well, Adam, safe travels. Thank you for joining us tonight. So thank you so much because, as people, I think there's some people in this group that hadn't heard anything and some people had heard something. So it's better just to keep everyone informed.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, thank you guys for doing this. Again, I'm here to support, but really excited to have you all in Guatemala. And yeah, I'm excited to hear how the trip went. Thank you for supporting us in the communities. It means a lot.
What's the name of the hotel we're going to be staying?
I'll go through all these things, Virgie. We've got a whole other segment. We'll let Adam get to packing though.
We'll see you, Adam. Good trip. Have a safe trip, buddy.
Bye, Adam. Thank you.
Take care. That's all Lisa's part. So we'll get her going.
Okay, phase 2. Y'all ready? Okay. So of course, like Ed said, he can stand in the video here. Like as Ed said, we are so excited that y'all are coming with us. Ed and I have gone, this is going to be our 4th time to Guatemala, but we've always been part of a group. We've never led a group. So we are super excited to be leading this group and to be taking people that have never been there. And you maybe have noticed, there's Serve the World, which is who you wrote your check to or paid, because Serve the World is the component that plans the trips. And then Hug It Forward is the actual nonprofit. So Hug It Forward is the nonprofit that builds bottle schools. And I don't know if you got to see the YouTube link with the video that Ed and I had on our information about going on this trip, but the communities have done a lot of work. They have spent time gathering trash and filling empty plastic trash water bottles with trash to become what's called an eco brick. And that's what's used to build the schools. And so this is really their project. This is their project, and we are just there to facilitate getting it completed. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build a bottle school. And there's sponsors, which, Ed and I sponsored. Adrian, who's not on the Zoom tonight, Adrian and Mauricio are both owners of 210 Men Management, and they are sponsors. We've had some other people sponsor that aren't coming. But everybody here is sponsoring with their time, so thank you. And if you want to be a sponsor, like actually contributing to the cost of building the school, you still can. There's still an opportunity to contribute money in addition to your time, because it costs about $25,000 to build the schools. And so we get to tie bottles. That's going to be our job. And, you'll learn all about that once we're there. So this trip is going to probably have about 12 of us. I think 12 of us. There's more people at the last minute keep saying they want to come. But I think there's going to be 12 of us. And one thing to keep in mind, your paperwork. Vivi, Adam mentioned Vivi. Vivi's probably been emailing you. So make sure you've gotten all your paperwork into Vivi. There's, the signed form. So you have to have a witness sign that you signed it. There's the flight information to her. There's the online form to fill out. And then of course, like Adam and Joanne just talked about, the travel insurance. So one thing to keep in mind for Guatemala is they do not recognize daylight savings time. So what's kind of unique for us is that we're actually going to sync up while we're there. So when we first get there, they're going to be an hour difference than Texas. But on the Saturday that we're there, Texas will fall back and that will actually make us in the same time zone as Guatemala. So when we come home, we'll be in the same time zone. So for a little while, the time will be off, but it'll change and we'll be in the same time zone eventually while we're traveling there. So now at this point, you might want to start taking some notes. I'm going to give you some information that you might want to write down some things that I say here. So I am recording this though. I forgot to hit pause recording. So there's a few people who couldn't be on tonight. So if you want the recorded version, just let me know. Okay, so there are no required vaccines. As your child, if you want to go get a COVID booster, if you want to get a tetanus shot, that's up to you, but there's nothing required. Okay, so what to pack? Here's a list of you might want to make. Okay, your passport, of course. You can't get very far without your passport. If you might want to take pictures of your passport and your driver's license, just in case your passport gets lost. We did have a individual on a trip that lost his passport. So if by chance you lose documents, having photos of them would help, because you have to go to the embassy and get that taken care of. So, just keep your passport in a safe place. Okay, so for clothing, when we are in Antigua, it is whatever you want to wear. I mean, we're tourists, we're there traveling, no restrictions. But once we get to the site where we are building the schools, it is more conservative. They ask for no shorts, no like tight clothing, no like tank tops. So they're very conservative. So long pants, t-shirts are fine. You'll probably want a light jacket, maybe a raincoat, comfortable shoes. Ed and I just wear tennis shoes, hats. You might want to consider taking some old items that you just leave behind. Ed and I quite often take an old pair of tennis shoes and some old things that we donate at the end of the trip. Then we don't have to carry them home, which actually leaves more room in your suitcase for souvenirs. Room. So warm pajamas for the night. I might have mentioned a raincoat. Very little jewelry. Again, they're very conservative there. So you do want to bring a reusable water bottle. One of the problems in Guatemala is the trash, and they fill these bottles with trash, water bottles with trash. So we don't want to contribute to that problem of empty water bottles. So bring a reusable water bottle that you can fill up. There will be lots of places with stations at the hotels, at the site, for drinkable water. Because one thing to keep in mind in Guatemala is you do not drink the water. You do not brush your teeth with the water. You do not open your mouth while you're in the shower. Don't sing in the shower.
No singing in the shower.
So one thing y'all won't have to pack. Okay, so Ed and I are going to be giving y'all a little bag of goodies. I mean, you can see that we have these little bags. They're different colors. We bought them in Guatemala last time we were there. So you're going to be getting a little backpack, and inside that backpack will be a pair of. Well, let me talk about this first. Will be one of these. I've made these for y'all. It's like, what is that contraption? So this is a water bottle that you can go to a station and fill with water. Now we suggest taking a washcloth or a towel and actually covering the faucet in your sink to remind yourself, don't, use that water when you brush your teeth. So the bottle I give you in your backpack is going to have a toothbrush connected with the string. So hopefully that will help remind you to fill up the water bottle, put it on your toothbrush, brush your teeth, rinse your mouth with this water, the clean water. But bring extra toothbrushes just in case, because it's amazing how much of a habit it is just to put that toothbrush in the faucet. And if you do that, you're just going to want to toss it and put a new one on here. So you'll have one of these for brushing your teeth. You'll also have a little journal. We have a little journal for y'all to write notes in or keep as a little diary. And then you're going to get a coupon for a Hug It Forward t-shirt. So they'll be selling t-shirts, the nonprofit organization. And some people buy multiple t-shirts and wear one every day on the site. Ed and I have gone enough times that we have t-shirts. We're going to be wearing Hug It Forward t-shirts each day. But we would like you to have at least one. And we do ask that you wear it on the day that we're tourists. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. You're also going to have a pair of, these are just very inexpensive garden gloves. You might want to wear some gloves when you're tying bottles at the school. If you want higher quality gloves, you can buy some, but not big bulky work gloves, because you're going to want to be able to have fine motor skills. So some kind of gloves to protect your hands when you're tying the bottles. And trust me, I forget every time. We'll all learn how to tie bottles. That's part of the project. And you can't make a mistake. You can't do it wrong. They'll fix it. If you're doing it wrong, don't worry.
You will, if you do it wrong, trust me, I did my whole wall wrong and they tore it down. It's okay.
Like Adam said, part of the whole, just connecting with the community is important. This project is going to happen with or without us. We want to be there and we want to help. But, you know, tying the bottles is secondary to just connecting with this community and showing that we are there to support them. And they will end up with a school. So, okay, so in your bag, you will have some things that you'll need. And then, okay, some other things to pack. Bug spray, sunscreen. You know, you might want to bring a mask. Masks aren't going to be required places, but you can bring a mask. Hand sanitizer. Of course, your phone charger. You will not need an adapter. You can plug in to the regular outlets there. You'll want to bring cash for shopping and tips. And we recommend, you know, $200 to $300 per person if that you exchange. And I'll talk about exchanging money in just a little bit. The community typically does have what's called a market day. Well, they will put out items that they make and that we can purchase. So you want to have money for spending, you know, while you're traveling. We recommend not bringing a computer. You really won't need a laptop or a computer. You don't want to have to keep track of it. There's really no need for one. You can bring a yoga mat if you like. So once we're at the second hotel, there's a nice little courtyard area, and Ed and I will be starting every morning with yoga. I won't really be leading it. There's a YouTube video lady, Sanella, that I love. So if you want to join us for yoga in the mornings, we'll be doing yoga. So bring a yoga mat, or you can use a blanket, or just do it on the grass. So those are the things to pack. Any questions
Lisa,
about what to pack?
Lisa,
Yes.
you were talking about the pants or what to wear. Can they be capris that go past the knee and almost to the ankle? Is that good now?
I mean, I think so, yes. But, you know, you might want to just have long pants, especially because I think the weather is going to be a little bit cool in November.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if that's what you have, but I mean, I don't, it's not, those aren't shorts, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much go down the ankles. They're not, I mean, they're not super short or anything like that, but they still call them capris.
Just remember, the mornings are a little chilly. We're up in we call it the mountains. We're up in the hills, right? So we are higher elevation.
Mm-hmm.
So it does get a little cooler. I mean, definitely cooler in the mornings, and it warms up. Most of the temperature right now, I just looked it up. It's between high 60s to 75. It's not like 80 or 90 degrees. So it's nice and cool. Normally we get back by 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening back to the hotel to eat dinner. So, but yeah, just, yeah, you want to take clothing that will, you know, suffice for the weather there.
Yeah, be comfortable,
So, yeah.
and warm enough. Any other questions about what to pack?
No.
We're good. Claudia, you can unmute yourself. Do I have to unmute you?
Yeah,
There you go.
thank you.
Yeah,
And what about leggings?
I would say probably no. In Antigua, sure. I would say probably not at the site, just because, you know,
They
they
don't like
suggest not tight, no tight clothing.
tight.
Like they just want it to be, they want it to be more conservative. They're very conservative.
Mm-hmm. So no leggings either.
Nope.
I wouldn't say when we're at the site working.
Okay. No, it's okay. Just to know. Mm-hmm.
When you're, you know, when we're in Antigua and we're on a tourism day, sure.
Mm.
Whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
They're very conservative, so.
Yeah, it's okay. And how many days we are gonna be out of the conservative area, like in Antigua, just one day?
No, so typically we're at the site 3 days. So
Mhm.
all the other days will either be Antigua or tourism days, or so yeah. So it's really three days at the site that the restrictions apply, with being conservative and no shorts and no, tight fitting clothing. Just 3 days.
Okay.
What is there an actual city name to where we're going into that mountain?
So we're staying in Tecpan. That's where our hotel is, and we
Tecpan?
don't know where the actual site for the school is. Do we?
Tecpan, you said you called it?
Tecpan, Tecpan, Tecpan.
Tecpan.
Yeah.
That's where our hotel is for our second hotel.
Yeah, our first day is in Antigua, and then we'll go. Antigua is about an hour away from the airport, a little over an hour away from the airport, and then Tecpan is about another hour away from Antigua. So, yeah, the town that we're in, and then the hotel that we're staying in is in Tecpan. It's the nicer hotel. It's really,
It's nice for there. Yeah.
yeah, it's a nice hotel. You like the scenery and everything, but it's real nice. It's not a JW Marriott. Let's just put it that way, okay?
So one thing I did is I went to Goodwill and bought, I think what they're like scrubs, like some pants that were like
Yeah, good
scrubs, because
idea.
they were great because they had a lot of pockets, and they were not, they were loose, they were comfortable. So that, that's one idea. What's funny is I went to Goodwill and bought stuff, and then Ed went to Academy. I'm like, what the heck?
What's happening?
Spent a bunch of money.
Jeez.
Wow, come on.
And I was like, shopping at Goodwill and you're going to Academy? Yeah, as long as you're comfortable. Pockets are good. Pockets are definitely good, and just, comfortable, and be ready to get dirty, That's something.
Yeah.
And jeans are fine if you're
I was
comfortable.
gonna say jeans.
You're right.
And
Yeah,
if you
good.
don't want to get dirty, trust me, you don't have to get dirty. You can come to my side and we stay clean.
You can help him teach the kids with the kids
No, but-
learning English. Okay, so November 1st, I believe everyone in our group is arriving a day early because the official trip starts November 2nd. So we're getting there a day ahead, which means so let me just tell you, when you get there at the airport, of course, I don't think I have to tell you all this, find a restroom, use the restroom. You can exchange money at the airport. $200 to $300 per person is what we recommend. You're not going to get the best exchange rate. You'll get a better exchange rate in Antigua. However, last time we exchanged in Antigua and the line at the bank was super long. I mean, we spent like an hour waiting to exchange our money. So if you prefer the convenience at a little less exchange rate, it's easier just to do it at the airport. You will need your passport wherever you exchange money. So if you wait till you get to Antigua, make sure you go to the bank with the passport, because you have to have a passport to exchange money. So in the airport, as you're walking out with your luggage to find transportation, ignore the local. Ignore all the people trying to give you a ride or sell you a timeshare or whatever they're talking to you about.
Are your best friends.
Just, they're going to try to engage you in conversation, just, smile, be polite, but just keep walking, because you're not going to want to stop and talk to anybody until you see someone with a hug it forward sign. And when you see the hug it forward sign, they will lead us to Enrique. He'll be our driver. And then that's the way we will get to Antigua. So once you see that, you will be good to go. I think a lot of us are on the same flight coming in on the 1st. But anyway, so that's why I provide Vivi your travel information, because we want to make sure you have transportation. Okay, so because we're going a day early, there are a few extra personal expenses, because mostly everything is covered already. But Ed and I, we do have to pay Enrique separately for that transportation on the 1st. So Ed and I will collect money for the transportation and a tip, and we'll find out how much that needs to be from Vivi. So we'll collect that from y'all to pay Enrique to get us to Antigua. You'll need to pay for your hotel in Antigua that first night, which is super reasonable, like $50. It's like so inexpensive over there. And then dinner out, Ed and I are gonna make a reservation somewhere for all of us to go out to dinner together on the 1st. So you'll be on your own for dinner. At that dinner, we can drink. We can have alcohol. After Yeah. Once the trip officially starts, there is no alcohol consumption. Alcoholism is a huge problem in Guatemala. So the nonprofit organization Hug It Forward has just decided to make alcohol not a part of the people who come out. So after the trip officially starts, no alcohol. If you are like me and you enjoy your wine in the evenings, trust me, you're not even going to miss it. I mean, we're busy, we're socializing. I'll talk about Christy and the food. I mean, she'll have juices, special drinks. So, it's really very doable to go a week without drinking. Trust me, I was a little worried the first time.
Lisa, can we take a credit card? Will they take that at the hotels, at the restaurants, or it's best cash?
I know you can use credit card.
Yeah, credit cards are good at the
Credit cards are
hotel
fine.
and the restaurants too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
anywhere that takes credit card, you might want to use credit card just in
Yeah.
case.
Okay.
Because
And
some
what
places-
about for Enrique? Will it be American cash or will it be their kind of money?
that'll be American.
It'll be American for him.
If Ed and I are collecting it, it'll be American.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll collect American money for him.
Hey, Lisa, what do you suggest on a purse? What type of purse, or what do we do? Fanny packs better, or carrying a body bag purse, or I mean, what do you suggest on the purse that you would take?
I do have a fanny pack I bought in Guatemala that I love. I typically don't travel with a purse. But I mean, it's kind of personal preference. I have a bag. I do wear my Guatemala fanny pack when I walk around Antigua. I don't usually take a purse to the site. I take the little backpack that you're going to get a little backpack. So that's a good place to keep all your things because they'll be locked away in a room while we're working.
Okay.
So
our
yeah,
passports, where would you put your passports? Leave them in the room, or is there a safe? Is there a safe?
so I
put all our-
usually, yeah, I don't think there's a safe.
Oh, okay.
Not in Tecpan. Is there a safe in Antigua? No. I mean, if you're
we leave them in the room. We leave them in the room,
If-
but we stash them inside our suitcase, like hide them in our clothes.
And
Okay.
if you're worried, you can just keep it on you.
Yeah.
Maybe have like
Okay.
a small little purse or a fanny pack or something where you keep it with you.
Okay. All right.
So another additional expense, just because we're going early, is breakfast on November 2nd. You'll be on your own for breakfast that day. We can go together if we want, but we'll be paying our own way. So, and on the 1st, we'll be in Antigua early. We can sightsee. You're on your own, but Ed and I will have suggestions of places to go. So that's really, the whole point of going in a day early is to enjoy some time in Antigua, enjoy a nice dinner out together. With some wine. We call one group that we would go with called it the Last Supper because we get to drink.
Oh,
And
wow.
then the trip officially starts November 2nd. Okay, so starting November 2nd, like I said, we'll have breakfast on our own, and then they will provide our transportation to the next hotel. And starting here, everything's included. Everything's covered in what you've already paid. We're going to go to that hotel. We'll get our rooms assigned. We'll get settled in. There will be a welcome dinner. You'll get to meet Vivi and Andy. In fact, we've invited Vivi and Andy to dinner out on November 1st. So hopefully they can join us. But, you'll officially meet Vivi and Andy, our 2 leaders with Hug It Forward. They're going to be leading us on this trip. Every single day, they will provide us with an agenda. So every day you will know what to expect and what we're doing. There is a YouTube video I put on Telegram about what to expect. So if you haven't watched that, you might want to go back to Telegram and watch that. It's a great video that leads you through the whole experience, going to the sites, working on the schools, meeting the kids, the food. So, that's a really good overview of what to expect. Okay, our food. Oh my gosh. You think you're going to lose weight on this trip? You're probably not. You're probably going to gain weight. Christy, our cook, Chef Christy, she is amazing. She fixes all our meals, 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast at the hotel. They bring a hot lunch out to us at the site. And then she has dinner for us when we get back. So she is amazing. She cooks all our meals. It's really great food. It's included, but desserts are extra. So if we want to pay her extra to make a pie or a cake for the evenings, we can. Is there anybody who's celebrating a birthday while we're gone?
No,
No birthdays?
Yep.
no. Oh,
I have to check with the people that aren't on here.
I
Somebody
am.
says-
My
who
birthday
is?
will be on the 4th.
Your birthday's on the 4th, Virginia?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have to have a cake.
Ed and I are still doing a cake on the 4th. Ed and I have dibs on the 4th. If anybody else wants to pay extra for a dessert the other nights, we can.
You
Okay,
can celebrate. You can celebrate mine. Mine is only a couple of days away.
when is yours?
The 10th.
10th. Okay, so Virgie's the 4th,
Mhm.
and then Joanne's the 10th. Okay.
We're back to
Well,
back.
I think we'll be celebrating something every day, but yeah.
Yeah, it would
Okay,
be
good.
fun. All right. Sounds good.
Okay. So yeah, the food is amazing. And there is a day of tourism. There's a day when we're tourists, and the Hug It Forward staff plans it's usually on a Sunday. It's up to their agenda when they plan it. They take us to the Mayan ruins. We have to wait and see what they've planned for us, but they plan for different activities for us just to be tourists. The meals that day are included too, even if we're eating out at restaurants, those are covered. And that is the day that we would like everyone to wear a Hug It Forward t-shirt when we're on our tourism day. So it looks really great in the pictures. Okay, so let's see. That's pretty much most of it. Now the last day, after we're finished working on the school, and just wait, oh my gosh, the kids are amazing. They do opening ceremonies, they do closing ceremonies. They're just so happy to have us there. One of my favorite things, I'm deviating off my list here, but one of my favorite things is the community hike. There's a day when we get to walk through the community and meet the families and see how they live and see what their trades are, whether they weave or see how they cook. I mean, it's incredible to just see what their life is like and just really experience away from building the school, like what their community is like. So that's not a tourism day, but it feels like a tourism day to me. And to us. Okay, so on the last day after we're done, we will go back to Antigua. We can usually ask them to take us on an extra little trip to the cross. There's a cross up on the mountain. We have a great view of the city of Antigua. So hopefully they can take us to the cross. And then there's going to be a closing dinner that night. And Phoebe usually puts together an amazing slideshow of the week. So that's really special. And Ed and I will collect whatever y'all feel you want to contribute as a tip. Because Vivi and Andy are the leaders and they work for Hug It Forward. Enrique's the driver. Chrissy is the cook. You know, they don't make a lot of money. So we want to give them a tip. And we usually suggest maybe $100 each person going, pass us $100. It can be more, it can be less. But we'll collect, Ed and I during the week, we'll collect whatever you pass to us. And then we'll just divide it up by 4. And we'll make sure that Christy will get hers at the final breakfast. We'll give Enrique his when he drops us off. And then Vivi and Andy will get their tip at the closing dinner. So we want to make sure that we, show our appreciation to them. So that's just something to keep in mind. Another, expense where you might have some cash. That can be American dollars too, or it can be either. It can be Catal. Catal is the currency in Guatemala. Okay, so I think the last thing I have on my list is just I have everyone on the Telegram app. If you don't have notifications turned on, that's fine. I totally get it. But just check it every so often just to see if there's anybody who comments on there, makes a post on there, we all see it. That way we can communicate with each other throughout the trip, ahead of time, during the trip. It's a great place to upload pictures. Once we start our travels and you start taking pictures and you want to share them with each other, we can upload them to Telegram. I love to scrapbook, so I love having the pictures I take and Ed takes and pictures from everybody in the group. If they're uploaded to Telegram, we all have access to them. So it's just a really great way for us to share, you know, without it being like through a text, but just in the Telegram group that you've been added to. So I think that's everything I had. Do y'all have questions?
No, I think you answered everything.
Yeah, one question, Elisa. Are we going to go out during the days in Guatemala? I'm asking about because of the outfits. Like, we gonna need just like day outfits, or maybe at night or not? Just
So, you know, here's the first time we went, I overpacked because I thought, well, okay, we're going to be working at the site during the day. I'll come home, I'll shower, or come home. We'll come to a hotel, I'll shower, and I'll put on something else. Well, by the time we get back to the hotel and eat dinner, you pretty much go and shower and go to sleep.
yeah, I can imagine.
So really just, and honestly, like I mentioned, yoga, like I'll bring a pair of yoga pants and I'll wear that with the t-shirt I'm going to wear for the day, because the yoga routines that I have to share with y'all are not, they're just really stretching. You're not going to get sweaty. So if you do yoga with me in the morning, you really won't have to go change. Just maybe out of your yoga pants, which those are like leggings. So yeah, I wear my yoga pants during yoga, and then I go with the t-shirt, and then I go put on whatever pants I'm wearing to the site. So really, you don't need an outfit for the evenings, because you know, we've worked, we've had dinner, we're tired. We go to sleep pretty much. And here's the thing, if you've showered and put in your pajamas and we all hang out together after that, we just hang out in our pajamas. You know, we're not going anywhere.
Okay.
So really just outfits for the other day, you know.
Maybe
Okay.
like an outfit for that last day that you were talking about. We go back to Antigua
Yes.
and, you know, something casual but nice, you know.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you typically, while we're there, we shop, and you might buy something at market day, you might buy something Antigua. Typically at that last dinner, we kind of all have on our Guatemala gear if you bought anything during the week, and we'll, you know, we'll dress up and wear something that we bought. And there again, anything goes, no restrictions as to how conservative or not. So yeah, at the final farewell dinner, we usually dress up in Guatemala gear if we have it.
The other thing is say I want to take some clothes or whatever I have here I want to give away or whatever. Can I go ahead and take that and pack it? Is that an issue over there? Donating to them, clothing?
So it's not an issue. We're not going to leave it directly with the school. We'd give it to Vivi and Andy at the end, because they are very much about sustainability, and they really don't want us giving things to the community directly.
Right.
We want to support the project that they're involved in building the school, but we don't want to feel like we're giving them handouts. Like, we don't want to give them money. We don't want to give them, we'd say, here, take this. So if we are donating anything, we would give it to Andy and Vivi, and they would make sure it gets donated through the proper channels.
Right. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds
Because
good.
it's just like, it's, you know, they're very much about these people. What we're doing is building schools for education. So what we're doing is supporting them, and we want them to become self-sufficient, really.
Right.
Hey, Lisa, the reason why I wanted to know the name of the hotel in Antigua, because I was trying to get Gladys to let her know where we need to go, since we're gonna be there later.
Yeah, I haven't given that to you yet. Do you have the name of it? I think it's Casa de Antigua, but I don't quote me on that yet. But I can definitely let you know, because y'all are going to be there already, right? Is it Casa de Antigua? Okay, Ed's looking up. Oh, that reminds me too. So when we get back to Antigua, the last couple of years, Ed and I have gone down the road in Antigua to a 5-star hotel to use their spa. They have a spa with a pool, hot tubs. you know, you can schedule a massage, you can get a pedicure. So we've taken advantage of that. That was Santo Domingo, right? Hotel and Spa. That's not where we're staying, unfortunately. But so, you know, Joanne had asked me, do I pack a bathing suit? And I've made it a rule to always, I don't care where I'm going, I pack a bathing suit because just in case, I had to buy a bathing suit in Guatemala one time because we went to the spa and I didn't have a bathing suit. So pack a bathing suit just in case. If you want to go enjoy the spa on that, when we come back to Antigua, there's time before that dinner in that evening.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, it's
really nice.
that hotel, that 5-star hotel has like a whole museum area. It's just a beautiful hotel. It's got an amazing spa. So that's just something to keep in mind. You might want to try to squeeze in. And we have been working the whole week, so we're ready for a massage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Virgie, it's Hotel Casa Antigua.
That's something.
That's
Casa
what we're saying.
Antigua?
Hotel Casa Antigua.
Okay, and that's in Antigua, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
Sí,
I think Gladys, did you have a question?
¿Tienes una pregunta?
sí,
You can ask
Sí.
in Spanish. Eduardo.
¿Qué pregunta tienes?
Le quería preguntar, ellos se pueden conectar aquí donde estamos hablando el día sábado 28 a las 3 de la tarde.
El sábado 28 van a estar aquí en Estados Unidos.
No, el sábado 28 de este mes vamos a estar en Guatemala.
Pero ellos van a estar aquí, en octubre.
Nosotros vamos a hacer ese noviembre.
Noviembre.
Ujú.
Primero.
Sí.
Pero sí se pueden conectar en esto.
Oh,
Conectar
chicos.
en Zoom o en Telegram, sí.
Sí,
Pero-
ok. Es que tengo una sorpresa para doña Virginia y quiero que ustedes también me acompañen.
Ok.
Oh, para ver en Zoom.
Si quieres hacer Zoom, me mandas el número o marques el número o así podemos entrar para mirar. ¿Tienes Zoom?
Ok.
¿No? Sí.
No, yo creo que sí, bajé la aplicación.
Sí. Puedes
Sí.
poner el número y invitaciones y así podemos mirar.
Ah, ok.
Surprise. Ok.
Ok, sí está bien. Y pues que Dios me los bendiga a todos y para mí es una gran alegría de que yo pueda voy a poder estar con ustedes en Antigua Guatemala, donde yo crecí y es el lugar donde tengo muchas cosas y pues me siento muy feliz.
Ujú.
Gracias, igualmente.
Ujú. Qué
Gracias.
bueno que hablan todos español casi.
Y Lisa también.
Sí.
Poquito.
I heard my name and también. I don't know.
Este soy yo también.
I should know this. Patsy, do you speak Spanish? You speak Spanish,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, me?
Pero
Patsy?
Ujú.
Yes.
I thought so. Okay, so let's see. I think I'm one of the only ones who don't on this trip. I don't know. So Patsy, Claudia, Virgie, Joanne,
You're gonna be with-
Gladys? Who?
uh,
Oh, Brenda and David don't speak Spanish. I don't know if Adrian Salazar. That's awesome. Wow, this is great. The kids are gonna love it that y'all speak Spanish.
Mhm.
Because you know, a lot of times people don't. I wish I knew.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be the first group que hable todo español or
You're not-
todos.
he's not in the Zoom.
First group that will be speaking more Spanish because the other groups, it's only like 2 of us or 3.
Okay, one time, the first time we went, it was so funny. The bus is coming up to the site and the kids are yelling, "The gringos are coming, the gringos are coming."
Oh, qué
And then I
curioso.
get off the bus and they're like,
They're all looking at me. What are you doing on that bus?
Vieron a Eduardo y dijeron, ¿qué? ¿Este no es gringo?
Not a gringo is one of us.
Ujú.
Ujú.
Ay,
Well, all
Thank you,
right,
Joseph.
guys. If y'all
All right,
don't
thank
have
you.
Alright,
other questions, I'll call it the evening. And if you do have questions, make sure you reach out to Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we know Ed.
And we really are so excited about y'all coming. We're so excited. This is our first time leading, so just, bear with us because we're not gonna do everything perfectly, I'm sure. But we look forward to it and just, yeah, let us know if you have questions and we will definitely see y'all on November 1st.
All right,
Okey
thank you
doke.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Thank you.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good
Night.
night.